the desert where daytime heat can scorch the skin and nights cut like needles of ice. And yet, in the midst of death, there are creatures that still take to the skies. How do they survive in such unforgiving conditions? Let's learn about 9 super intelligent bird species of the desert. Before we begin, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel so you can continue exploring the wild with us. The intelligence of the desert raven. It's something that has left scientists, explorers, and desert nomads in awe. Forget everything you thought you knew about an ordinary bird. This creature's mind operates on a level of strategy and memory so advanced it rivals our own. No other species understands the map of survival quite like the raven. Its memory is a living 3-dimensional archive where every oasis, every shadow of a tree, every flicker of human movement is etched deep within. Each raven is a flying brain carrying the history of the land it crosses. They watch, they analyze, they wait. They observe antelope herds moving across the plains and somehow know when the watering holes are beginning to dry. When food becomes scarce, they cooperate. One raven distracts an eagle while another dives in to steal the prize. Modern biologists call them social strategists. They know how to pretend to hold grudges and to forgive. If another raven steals their food, they don't strike back. Immediately, they wait. Days, even weeks later, they'll steal from the exact same rival with surgical precision. A raven buries food to save it for later, but if it senses another watching, it'll pretend to bury it somewhere else, a masterclass in deception and awareness. In the desert, where temperatures soar above 120 degrees 50 max, raven trends need no long refuge. They drink dew from stones at dawn and eat almost anything. Dried carcasses, insects, seeds, even fallen dates dropped from passing caravans. To the nomads, they are the spirits of direction. When a sandstorm rises, ravens are the first to know which way the wind will turn. They circle above the dunes, tracing invisible spirals in the sky maps written in air, read only by those who listen to the desert. No beautiful songs, no dazzling feathers. Yet in those deep black eyes lies the ancient intelligence of the desert itself, the mind of a survivor that has seen civilizations rise and fall, and still endures. At noon, when the desert burns at 113.45 sectors, and every creature seeks shade, the secretary bird still stands, tall eyes sweeping across the brittle grasslands. In nature's grand theater of survival, there are claws to tear, fangs to pierce, and venom to paralyze. But then, nature sculpted something that seemed born from myth, the secretary bird. A raptor that broke every rule of its kind, abandoning the skies to walk the earth on legs long and sharp as blades, and mastering a form of martial art all its own. When the black mamba strikes upward, the bird answers with a kick, faster than lightning, 15 milliseconds of lethal precision. Each blow carries 5 times its body weight enough to crush a skull in a single hit. Then calm and composed, it walks away, the serpent's limp body hanging from its beak, a trophy of balance restored in the wild order of things. As the sun sets and the desert cools, the secretary bird doesn't sleep in high nests. Instead, it rests among low shrubs where the wind still breathes and the shadows hide it from the hunters of the night. At Africa's deadly salt lakes, where the water can eat through flesh, the flamingo chooses to give life. Why would millions of these birds settle in the most dangerous corner of the desert, building entire floating cities upon poison? The answer is nothing short of daring, by becoming the only specialists in a place where every other creature perishes. They erase all predators and all rivals. appear, death itself becomes their ally. Their vivid neon pink glow isn't a gift from nature, it's the price of survival. The toxic carotenoid pigments from the poisonous algae and microorganisms they feed on seep into their blood, their skin, and every feather, turning death into radiance and danger into color. Each flamingo is a miracle of transformation, a creature that turns poison into beauty and proves that even in the most lifeless places on Earth, life refuses to surrender. Now let's move to Egypt, where the heat bends the air into mirages, and in the skies of the ancient world, people once believed that when the lanner falcon appeared, death followed. It was the weapon of the pharaohs, a living spear that pierced the heavens. When it dives, every ounce of gravitational energy is converted into pure speed. It doesn't simply fall. It erupts through the air, becoming a bullet made of feathers. The final impact is so precise, so violent, that the prey's heart stops before its brain can even register the strike. No warning, no scream. Only silence, the sound of a perfect kill. Every winter, when the icy winds sweep across Kazakhstan, the steppe eagle begins one of the greatest migrations on Earth, a journey from Asia all the way to Africa. Along the way, it must cross the Himalayas, a wall of rock and sky so high that humans can survive there only with oxygen tanks. But the eagle, it needs nothing more than its wings and its will. Its blood carries a unique form of hemoglobin, a molecule so efficient at capturing oxygen that it works like a magnet in the thin air of the stratosphere, pulling in every rare particle of life it can find. While the human body would collapse from hypoxia, the eagle's biology remains perfectly stable, fueling every muscle, every feather, every heartbeat. It rides invisible thermals, columns of hot air rising from the mountains as if climbing a staircase made of wind. With wings that stretch over 2 meters, it becomes a true master of the sky. Over the burning skies of the Egyptian desert, a creature long misunderstood by history still glides in silence, driven by a purpose only the wise can truly admire. The Egyptian vulture, a bird that transforms revulsion into reverence the moment you understand what it really is. Smaller than its kin, with snow-white feathers and a golden face carved by sunlight, it is one of the very few creatures on Earth known to use tools. A gift it shares only with crows and chimpanzees. With its sharp beak and a clever mind, it picks up stones, smashing open the iron-hard ostrich eggs that even hyenas cannot break. To the ancients, it was no scavenger. They called it the messenger of the gods, for only those who truly understand life can dare to live among death. Across the vast African savanna, a soft crackling sound rises like the wind snapping dry twigs. It is the song of labor, the music of the weaver bird. A tiny creature, yet gifted with an intelligence that could humble even the greatest of engineers. With nothing but its beak, it weaves hanging fortresses, structures so precise, so enduring, they can last for years. Relentlessly, it works. Blade by blade, stem by stem, it crafts a perfect spear, a home that defies the desert's fury. One tree can hold hundreds of nests, a single golden fortress, weighing more than a ton, and housing an entire city of life. Every entrance faces east to catch the first light of dawn and escape the deadly heat of noon. Scientists have studied these natural architects, hoping to learn their secrets, how to build cooler, stronger, and greener structures without steel or cement. In a world of scarcity, the weaver bird proves one thing true. Genius doesn't need tools, only purpose. It's not the fastest. It's not the strongest. But it possesses something most creatures never will: perfect stillness. When the desert winds rise, it doesn't flee. It hovers motionless, suspended in midair like a monk of the sky, meditating between the gusts. To the Bedouins, it is known as the spirit of patience. For in a world ruled by chaos and heat, sometimes the greatest power is simply not to move. In a land where humidity is zero, it doesn't find water. It creates it within its own body. Through a process called metabolic oxidation, it separates hydrogen and oxygen from dry seeds, then fuses them to synthesize water inside itself. A living well carrying its own oasis within every cell. Its feathers form a perfect thermal shield, turning the desert's wrath into a home. Tiny as it is, the desert sparrow stands as living proof that life never surrenders. You don't need to be the fastest nor the strongest. You only need to be like the birds of the desert, to read the sky, adjust your wings, and keep flying even when the wind turns against you. Because it's only in thirst that we understand the value of water, and only in despair that we discover the true meaning of life.